Hi guys, it's Alex here. Hope you are all well. Today we are going to talk about oil prices, buying the dip in Tesla stock, Tesla increasing its car prices, Elon setting a goal of 1 billion Twitter MDAOs, monetizable daily active users. As you know, the market still in the red. S&P 500 down today 3.25%. Year to date down 23.55%. Tesla stock price down today 8.54%. Year to date down 46.72%. It's a bloodbath there. Yeah. The Brent crude oil now is $119. Let's take a look at this chart. As you can see here, in the 2008 financial crisis, the price of oil went up. And then the price of oil dropped. Now we have the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, the war in Ukraine, supply chain issues, inflation. The oil price went up. The difference between 2008 and 2022 is that inflation was not so high in 2008. We had inflation of 3.84% in 2008, then deflation of minus 0.36 in 2009. Now we have 8.58 inflation in 2022. That's double, more than double. So this is one of the differences now. Speaking of oil prices, now let's listen to Tesla economists talk about gas prices.
I mean, in addition to that, everyone is also suffering from these high gas prices. And I know Americans are suffering with significantly higher gas prices than they were used to. But the thing is, America has cheap gas compared to a lot of the world. A lot of people are spending over $100 a week at the pump. Well, one way to entirely alleviate the pain at the pump is to avoid it altogether and simply go electric. In other words, right now, people are more incentivized to look into electric cars solely for the cost saving at the pump. Consumers are always very motivated to purchase products that save them money. Sure, the people hurting the most cannot afford a new Tesla, but the people driving around in big V8 SUVs, well, they would save quite a bit by changing over to a Model Y. So even if overall aggregate demand for EVs has dropped, it wouldn't have dropped as much as demand for ICE due to this extra potential demand of consumers not wanting to pay high gas prices anymore. However, the EV market segment was already growing at quite a rate, so it's possible now the cost of ownership of an electric car just became relatively cheaper, and demand for EVs may even increase. And even if it hasn't, then as far as Tesla is concerned, they are better off than absolutely every other auto OEM on the planet. So if it does get so bad for Tesla that they actually have to start dropping their prices and still making good profits, well, it will likely be short-lived, as all the other auto companies would no longer exist, as they would have gone under, thus resulting in demand returning for Tesla due to less supply. It's just a solid position for Tesla to be in, especially with oil prices being part of the reason we're in this situation. Just to repeat, if things get so bad for Tesla that demand drops, it will mean there'll be fewer auto OEMs left when they come out of the other side.
Great to see Chicken Genius Singapore back on YouTube in an interview with Tom Nash. He talks about oil prices. Let's hear him out.
Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, when I saw the oil at 130, that rocked me. Like usually I'm like, I'm super optimistic. Like, Tesla was was going through bankruptcy. I like died a fucking did. Like COVID. I came out and tell everybody. So I'm generally a very optimistic person. But when I saw oil price at 130,
Yeah.
oh god, that kind of like sent shivers down my spine. So it took me a little while to kind of absorb it, like understand it. But while I was trying to absorb everything, I was getting hit up, down, left, right. So anyway, I mean, just that was the past. But if you look at the oil, generally, if you look all around you right now, around your studio, just look around you and tell me something that is not used by oil to make it. Tell me, Just tell me. Like, spot one item that you do not need oil in the supply chain. I don't know, the TV
Everything, bro.
behind you.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, and you know, like there was this famous chart where every time oil deviate 50% from the mean, boom, there is a recession. So I know I don't see any other way out of this but a recession to come, because when oil price goes up, inflation goes up, and it's just unintended consequences all the way. Like
Yeah.
things that you never
And
thought of.
oil prices goes up, cost of goods goes up, margins go shrinking, people lose their
Yeah.
jobs, they spend less money,
Yes.
revenues goes down, more people lose their jobs, vicious cycle of recession starts. And you
Yes.
add on
This
top
is
of it interest rates going up, which is capital is now more expensive and scarce, makes it even worse. So it's kind of this hand pushing the market down.
exactly.
And now Chicken Genius take on stock market right now and Tesla stock.
Days.
No, I mean, as a need to, yeah, I mean, I just felt that I need to tell people what I see in the markets. Like, don't buy the dip. You know, like
Not even
don't-
Tesla,
if you-
like not even Tesla.
no, dude. Like, okay, I full disclosure, I still have my Tesla stock in my do not touch portfolio, but I do have a synthetic short on it. It's not due to like I hate Tesla or anything like that. I'm not Tesla Q, neither I'm a Tesla bull. I'm neutral. Like I see Tesla for what it is. Q2 is gonna suck. Like I do not know how to explain it, but you know, if you are calculating the production of Tesla vehicles per week, you can look such
Yeah,
data.
China is gonna fuck shit up for Tesla for sure. The lockdown.
Yeah, I mean that but if you look at the US production per week, you know, that's kind of questionable itself. I think Elon Musk knows something that we all do not know. But I know if you just calculate that in and you calculate inflation. So that's the thing with inflation. Previously, like there was this wealth gap that okay, the poor will not get affected, the rich will not get affected, but inflation affects 100% of people out there. 100%. Elon Musk gonna get affected, everybody's gonna get affected. And because of that, Tesla earnings, you know, is gonna get pretty much affected. Together with lower deliveries, like I think there was a leak email about 300,000 cars. Dude, if you go and do calculation of how much vehicles coming out of the factory per week, it's not going to reach there. Again, I'm saying this as a Tesla long-term holder. I'm not Tesla Q. I'm just being really objective about it. Lower deliveries plus higher, although they did increase the price of the car, but a lot of their profits will be taken away. So
So
do
you're
not
seeing
see
like
a
a
good quarter.
margin erosion, revenue erosion, supply erosion, basically a horrible Q2 based on macro conditions.
Yes. Yeah.
And
And
would you
macro
buy
and supply
Tesla
chain
like
issues.
post Q2? Like would you wait for the Q2 hammer to drop and then buy?
I don't know, bear markets go on for a really long time. But I do have my first entry price, and I know a lot of people is going to kind of shoot me down for this. But if actually my first entry price accordingly, if I see the market meltdown and stuff, like I see the S&P at about 3,200 there. I mean, at least I need to have a baseline entry for myself. If it goes any lower than that, screw it, you know, I can't time the market. But with S&P 500 at 3,002, I do see Tesla stock at about 420. I know the number keeps appearing all the time, but that is the point of time where I will kind of switch.
Bro, there's
my
no way
synthetic.
you chose 420 on rat. Is this like 420 is such a crazy number, bro?
That is a good support. I mean, if you do technical
Yeah.
analysis and you calculate their reduced margin and free cash flow, it's about 420. And if you look at that's fundamentals. And if you look at the technical charts, 420 was a squeeze. It stayed at that line for a little while before it shot up. So 420 is quite it's a major support area where
So you'll buy more at 420 and at 3200 S&P. Like that's kind of your
about there.
floors.
So I would convert my synthetic short on Tesla to a synthetic long. Depends on the option premiums. That's where I'll go long again.
I love these two motherfuckers. Tom Nash and Chicken Genius Singapore are smarter than me, and I learned a lot from their channels. Chicken says he will start to buy Tesla shares when they reach $420 level. He has a good track record with Tesla investments and maybe has more information than me right now. But let me stress out, even the best investors out there don't know when the bottom will be in this bear market. In my opinion, if you want to hold Tesla for 10 years, buying small amounts every time the stock dips is better than waiting for a bottom. I emphasize small amounts and long-term investment here. Maybe Tesla stock will go to $100, nobody knows. Make a strategy to buy Tesla stock till it goes to $100 per share. I'm saying prepare for the worst possible outcome. According to Yahoo Finance, Tesla is increasing its car prices.
Of Tesla seeing steep declines in this session this morning after unveiling price hikes across the board for its U.S. models. The EV maker set to raise prices by up to $6,000 based on the model as it continues to feel the pressures of inflation and supply chain disruptions. And you see the stock down more than 6% right now. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Pras Subramanian with us here at the desk. I feel like this is kind of the inevitable, but I'm surprised to see the stock move here.
Yeah, I think the stock move might have to do with the broader market sort of, a little weak here. But, Tesla was hiking prices all throughout the beginning of the year. And they paused in the spring, and now they're sort of back as we saw CPI numbers come in pretty hot. So, amongst the models we're seeing here, the Model 3 long range up $2,500, the Model Y long range up $3,000, the Model X all-wheel drive, the highest nominal price hike, $6,000, right? And the Model S all-wheel drive, $5,000. So we're seeing a lot of these these are big price hikes, in the span of 5 to 10%. And I'm not surprised given what Elon's been saying about how commodity prices, chip shortages, those sort of things are affecting they're seeing price inflation, of course, like everyone else. And then also he's kind of warning about the bad feeling about the economy. So maybe they're getting ahead of that by raising these prices here, and they have the power to do so because they have a website that they can just dynamically change prices and whenever they feel like it. So, dealers in Ford, for instance, can't do that, right? Because they have a dealer network, they have to do that through them, and then they'll add their own dealer markup anyway. So it's kind of allowing them to be flexible here. But I think the bigger concern is that they're feeling these pricing pressures right now.
Well, this changes the economics for people that are considering buying a Tesla, right? Because they might get the cost savings from not having to pay for gasoline, but the car is now more expensive. Is that narrowing the gap? Because we know that with gasoline prices as high as they are right now, it's looking pretty attractive to want to buy an EV.
You see the data from Q1, and we saw a lot of EV registrations pop up in that first quarter. But a lot of survey people, normal Americans, talk about how they're still concerned about range anxiety, EV infrastructure, and then, like I said, the cost. These cars are not cheap. We're not seeing the cheap EVs just quite yet on the lots. We're seeing a few here and there, like Nissan Leaf, and the Chevy Bolt is when it comes back on sale. Those are the cheapest cars you can get EV-wise, but they're just not there in volume yet for people to make a big change.
You gotta find.
Demand for Tesla cars was already high, so these price hikes should have a minimal effect on demand for Tesla cars. They have a lot of ordered cars that they have to manufacture and deliver to customers. And last, some important news from Twitter virtual meeting with Elon. Gary Black says on Twitter virtual meeting has ended. Elon Musk set a goal of 1 billion Twitter MDAUs, monetizable daily active users, said he doesn't have to be CEO, wants to drive product and be listened to, will tolerate pretty outrageous tweets, will allow excellent staff to work from home, and has never seen an alien. What's your opinion on oil prices? How do you see the near-term future? What's your take on Tesla stock price? I'd like to know your opinion. Leave a comment below. If you like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe. See you next time.